Hello.
Hello, hello.
Good morning. Look at my cup today.
I love that cup. Yes.
A very special person gave me this cup because she said, be wonderful. But I think she meant to say, you're wonderful. Good
We're
morning,
gonna do
everybody. This is Elizabeth, and this is a show about nothing.
And I'm Marisel, and this is a show about what? A little bit of everything,
Yeah.
nothing, whatever it is. It's something special because it's BoricuaTalks and it's Elizabeth and I. We come together and let's see what we have in store for you today. So,
Well, I think I'm going to start with, why'd you leave me again? Put up your little cup. Does it give it away like where you're at?
I think so.
Let's see.
It's the best breakfast place here in Vegas.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
It's on a cafe.
Today is International Women's Day. Why are we saying eggs-lutz? Eggs-lut. So
We're-
you left again.
yes, I did. It's Jacob's 21st birthday. He's the last of my Mojica. I have 4 children. And I had told him when he turns 21 that we'll come to Vegas. And here we are in Vegas celebrating Jacob's 21st birthday.
So normally when you go to Vegas, you go to a strip club when you're 21. So do tell, do tell.
Well, you know what? Jacob doesn't drink, which, it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'll drink. I'll drink to that. So he's real quiet, real conservative. So no, not drinking for him at all. He did try a pina colada, and he's like, no. and a,
Really?
and a Mai Tai and a beer. I don't know what kind of beer, but he just no, he's not a drinker. So he's currently right now at a museum.
Oh.
He likes to watch horror movies and stuff like that. So he's in a museum por ahí perdido. Se perdió.
Well, I remember I took my son one time and he wasn't nearly, he was probably 10, 11 years old. We took him. And you know how Vegas is, the strips, and they try to shove these little cards with this, the bikini women and stuff. And my husband and I intentionally collected all the cards to give it to him. And then we were giving him money so he could tip the little actresses on the streets and stuff. And he was panicking. He was running. He didn't like it. He was like, want to go home. Want to go home.
Well, you know what? Jacob didn't even want to take pictures. They have some showgirls in the strip.
Mm-hmm.
Take a picture. He's like, no, no. And he's real serious. So, I just don't press the issue with him.
Yes.
Okay, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We have fun. We have a lot of fun memories, and we still have till tomorrow. So it's gonna be a long night.
Here you are doing your show to make sure we
Yes,
release it on time.
as promised. And I'm also and I got an award for an honorary, and it
Mm-hmm.
presented by you, which was super extra special. Thank you so much for those kind words. And it was such an honor to be, in that event via Zoom. Of course, it was hilarious. If you get a chance, watch it because there's a lot of amazing women on there.
Mm-hmm.
Lourdes, oh my God, Edie's.
Yes.
I was like, okay, so it was an honor, and I thought I wasn't gonna get choked up, but I got a little choked up just to, because
You
doing what
did.
you do, and it's every day and it comes natural, and then somebody says, you are extraordinary, and I'm like, I am.
Well, I think you need to look at it a different way.
Hmm.
I think we all made history that day, and when you got the award on Sunday. And you know why I say that is because Iris Martinez is the first Latina in history, right? in the
Yes.
state of Illinois to be Madam Clerk. So basically the Cook County clerk, the first Latina, right? So she put this event together. And so for you to be recognized by her, I think you made history. You made history, Marisel. And it was an honor to present these awards. I thought about this afterwards because I started to reflect on the whole time that we were on. And
Yeah.
so we honored an entrepreneur, a poetry person, an actress, a comedian, a physician who was in the front line of this COVID situation for the Latino community, and a principal. Basically, many essential workers were among the honorees. But I want to say that we made history, and I got to co-host with Lourdes Duarte from Channel 9. So, hey, that's history for me too.
Yes, yes, no, it was so like, oh my God, all these amazing women,
Yes.
I was like, we're all in this room, and it's like Lourdes said too, we can't wait till, when we come together, because we're huggers. I would have been
Yes.
fine, and you would have been hugging me. You deserve it, Maddie. You deserve it.
That would have been my host.
Peppa.
Maybe not because I was the host, but that would have been a little bit biased. But it was a great event. I highly recommend anyone watching this to Google or go to Isabel Gonzalez's, right? The website. And her name is not spelled with an I, it's with a Y, Ysabel. She read the most beautiful poem. And here's something you don't know, Marisel. She wrote it the night before.
Wow.
Wasn't
Wow.
that powerful?
It was. And just to know that putting it together in such, time frame, that her knowing who was going to be there, we just gave her our energy, and just
Yes,
her knowing what background everybody came from, she put it together and she wrote it, and she aced that. That was
she
amazing. And
did.
we should all get that and put it frame.
I plan to. That's why I was like, what's your website? What's your website? I see people behind me walking. No, I think it was beautiful. Um, she spoke about permission. One of the things that was discussed in
Yes.
the event was don't wait for permission, right? Don't wait for permission to show up. Grab your seat at the table. And I think Madam Clerk Idas Martinez again is a great example of that, right? She didn't. When everyone was ready to knock her down, and everyone's telling her she couldn't do it, and all the men were not willing to back her up, right? The men meaning those in the politics around her too. She said, "I am not waiting." Right, and she took it and she ran with it, which is pretty cool. I loved it. It was a great way to celebrate the beginning of International Women's Day. And then
Yeah.
on the show, in the morning, all I'm hearing is everyone talking on the radio about like, who's that woman in your life? Like, who's inspired you? So I'm going to throw that question at you, Might say, like, who inspired you? Who's that woman in your life that made it all happen for you?
Well, I have to say, my mother,
Mm-hmm.
mommy was, I seen her struggle, and a single mom, and making ends meet, with little jobs here and always in a restaurant. And when she became a single mom, she wasn't working at all. She was supporting.
Mm.
So she made it happen. And till this day, she keeps going and being stronger. Her strong character, these Boricua mothers, eso era chancleta, correa.
Este, your mom, your mom reminds me of my mother-in-law because your mom was always so serious. And I was like, she don't like me. She was always like real serious. And my mother-in-law was like that too. Like we first met me, and I was like, that better be on my good Q's and toes. She got to tell her son not to marry me.
No, mami tiene la chancleta en la cartera. It's until, right now, just, out of respect for this amazing woman, I'm like, if I want to say something, I'm like, espérate, because tú sabes que mami saca la mano y te la mete en la cara si tiene que hacerlo. And I'm like, 48. Pero ese es el respeto and with the upbringing and
Yes.
hard work and like we were talking about Ponce because we just had a birthday too, 23 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
23 years with a license, but like I said before that, and then mommy was just, making ends meet and working. We didn't know we were going to get this far. So being here where we are today, we are so grateful and blessed. And
Yeah.
never gave up. So I ain't giving up.
Yeah. I mean, we do things right to survive. I
Yeah,
mean, that,
giving up is not, it's not an option for us.
mm-hmm.
It's like, no. Empiezas algo, lo termina. Okay.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, uh, everybody comes up with something, right, to just make ends meet or pay their bills because they pull from their strengths and what they know the best, and they don't think about like what's going to become of it, right? But when something is good, está bueno el arroz con gandules, pernil, forget it. You know, you're gonna keep coming back for some more. And let me tell you, every time I tell Marisel, my son, that I'm gonna go to the city to meet you or something, he'll be like, "Are you bringing home lechon?" Like that's the first thing he tells me. Are you bringing home lechon? And then my husband, to tease him, will tell him that I'm gonna go have lechon con arroz con gandules. So he expects them like that's not true, and he's like, "Oh." So it's always consistent. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And those are the two keys that got us here today is to be consistent and always be true.
Mm-hmm.
It's just being present,
Yeah.
and be clear of who you are and where you go. It's like Edie said. Edie looks at me. I think she looks at me and she says, "Chuleta," because I love you. She's like, "Marisel, you keep feeding us, because with all that went on with COVID and everything." And like I said, as well, thank you to our customers for
Mm-hmm.
staying there with us. We kept striving, and we're still there. But
Yeah.
you fed me. She's like, okay.
You fed everybody because I know there were people watching on that virtual Zoom that has been to your restaurant. Because I was seeing those little comments there, and someone wrote, and I didn't read this, so I'm gonna throw it out there right now because I don't believe that you saw it. And that was that someone said that we should have a post-COVID celebration at Ponce.
Wow. What? Yeah, I've been saying that because being at Ponce and the ambience that comes with it, to come home, to come to it's like coming home and having a mommy's cookie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't wait to have the bands back and talk to everybody because that's what I do. So I really miss it. And yes, something big will start, mixing up like los ingredientes del mondón, un poquito de everything that we missed through this whole year in COVID situation. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll have a good celebration. I mean, Ponce is ready and we are having the bands on standby. We're ready to party.
No. I suggest that when that day happens, that you have a special table just for all those women honorees, minus the ones that are from out of state. When you bring in the band, and I get invited too because I was the host, and then that's the post. Oh, but espérate, wait, we can't do that because the person who actually said it was not an honoree.
Oh, okay.
She was watching. She was a guest. So you got to figure out something because everyone's there to support you.
You know us. We'll figure out something. Ahí vengan sentó.
A comer.
Gandules, lechón. And my favorite, you know what my favorite dish is now, right?
Arroz con pollo. Okay, so let me clear my throat here. So you invite me to your mom's house for dinner, and I said yes. And you asked me what I want to eat, and the one thing that I tell you I don't eat, and that's what you feed me.
Well, but it was good because it had a little bit for you, and then everything else in there was for me. So that next time, mommy said, make sure that you give her the
La
recipe.
pechuga.
La
La,
pechuga.
Everyone was like, what did you do with the meat? I'm like, well, I told her I don't eat dark meats. You know, if it wasn't your mom for your mom, I don't think I would have said that because I wouldn't want to be rude in somebody's house, especially the first time I go to somebody's house who's making me dinner. I would not do that. I don't know what I would have done, but I was comfortable enough with your mom to say, yo no como eso.
Well, next time we'll do my second favorite, which is corned beef with French fries in it, white rice.
Oh,
All
yeah. I went grocery shopping yesterday and I bought me a can so I can make it. Se me antojó.
all right when we were talking about it. But celebrating all the women, I'm so excited, besides um what happened with our honoree and our panel and everything else, so what is it that you're gonna do to celebrate you, Elizabeth?
What am I going to do to celebrate me? Wow, that's a really hard question. Because, women don't normally think about themselves first, right?
Mhm.
Well, considering that we get to celebrate International Women's Month for the whole month, not just on, what is it, March 8th, I'm just going to continue practicing my self-care, being present and happy, continuing to surround myself by my tribe because I have a nice tribe right now.
Yes, you do.
My Latina girls, proud to be Latina.
Oh,
Uh,
nice. I
isn't
like
it
that.
nice? This one
Yeah.
came from my colleague friend Jessie Morillo, Proud to
Mhm.
be Latina organization from New York.
Wow, really
And
nice.
she sent it to me as a thank you for actually accepting an award on her behalf when she was unable to come to Chicago. And this was almost a little over a year ago before COVID hit.
Hmm.
And so I'm not a big fan of t-shirts. You actually were the one that got me into t-shirts. So I was like, I'm not gonna dress, I'm gonna wear t-shirts. I was looking through my gaveta, my drawer, and I found it. And I was like, of course, this is perfect. Perfect for what we're celebrating, right?
Yep, that is.
Celebrating. Yeah, yeah. Women are powerful. I mean, I learned, you know, I've heard of International Women's Day before, but I don't know that I took it as seriously or to heart like I did this year
Mhm.
because I was really listening to what women were saying and men and other females about somebody in their life, someone special, like, who is that woman in your life, right? And then we got the first, vice president. So you bring all this together during a time that, there's just a lot of inequities going on and things like that. And it makes me really proud because we do everything.
Yes,
We
yes.
do everything.
I relate to what you're saying. It's like this year, like really stuck out because you know what? It also is because of all that stillness we had.
I think so. Yep.
That's what it was. Stood back, we stood still, and we focused what was
Mm-hmm.
around us. And what you weren't hearing, you heard it loud and clear. We gotta get this done. Ponte los pantalones que los vamos.
Vámonos.
That's
No, it's our time. It's our time. It's uh, Latina women. I mean, think about what all the things they said on the honoree thing on Sunday. They were talking about, we're creative, right? We come up with ideas when nothing around us is working. So your mom is a great example, right? My mother is a wonderful example. My mom cooks just as probably as good as your mom cooks, but she never thought about going into the restaurant business, but she fed everybody
mhm,
around her. Si no había comida, she still would feed you, right? And
yeah.
that's just the way it is for her and for a lot of like moms who are Latinos, Hispanic, and stuff like that. We feed everybody, right? That's the joy that we get, right? And that's her kind of gift to society. And when I think back at everything that she used to do for us, and I used to be annoyed with her because I would be like, she's always at home, you know, or there were things that she did that I was not in complete agreement with. But as I got older, I understood why, right? And I'm so glad that as a single mom, she didn't make a big effort to go find a job. She was at home, making sure we were taken care of, making sure that we had a hot meal. making sure that our house was warm and clean. And if we were not home at 7 o'clock, that woman, okay, so everybody would say, where you live? Like, where you live? Where you live? We'd be like, you know, go down Lawndale. It's the woman that's in the window. That's where we live. Because used to always stay in the window waiting for us. Mommy would not, she was never at peace or tranquila until you got home. So she was like, desde la ventana, mirando, waiting for us to show to show up. And then when we were late, she had that little branch from the tree. ¿Dónde estaba? ¿A dónde andaba?
No, mami, yeah, yo conocí la chancleta a couple times.
That's that girl.
Yeah. But it happens. These are strong women, and that job, being a mom and taking care of those, I think that's the hardest there is. There's no doubt about that. That is just a stay-at-home mom is the hardest thing.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of patience.
Patience.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
You have to have a lot of energy, because here we are both, you're supposed to relaxing, and well, you are relaxing, you're off, so you're fine. But like my day starts so early, and then I work, and then I go like I cook, and then I get ready for taping or something like that. I mean, whatever that looks like. And then by 8:30, it's like, oh, ya estoy cansada, me voy a dormir. That's why I like to go to bed early. But maintain my little youth.
Yes, we have to. We gotta stay young. It's like with this haircut, they're like, "What do you think you're doing?" And I'm like, "Well, you know what? It's some changes, and that's what we do too. It's called self-care. If you look good and you feel good, you're throwing all this positive energy. So I love my haircut.
I love it too.
That'd be nice.
Be chuchi. If you got close to mine, my color went out. So I look like I have a little green in my hair now.
Oh, it looks nice. I like that. We're gonna have the coloring of the pink. I love the pink.
I think I'm gonna go just one color next time. I'm gonna go one color because I have a little batch of pink right here left. And then I have my white coming out, and then I have my black, which is my natural, and then I got some blonde. And I swear to God, if I don't have any green, like on top of there,
it looks good. And if you were trying to get that look, it wouldn't work.
De lejos. De lejos. And Zoom can really make you look pretty.
All right. Well, what else is new and exciting for you, Elizabeth?
It's not new and exciting, but I found this really interesting because, we agreed that we would kind of find like little acts of kindness, right? Like to report back little acts of kindness that we found in the community. And I didn't find an act of kindness. I actually found something that really annoyed me a little bit. And I wanted to just share it because it's about another Latina woman. And I think that I have it in front of me because I think it's important. So if you know me, Spanish was my first language, and I'm a fluent speaker in English, but there are times when my words don't come out, la palabra no, because there's a little mix of Spanish and a little bit of mix of English. Like I cannot say Massachusetts or like Massachusetts.
We know what you mean. Just don't try it again.
Sometimes I say things and I'm like, what was I saying? that's not the story. So I was watching that one.
Go ahead.
Okay, now I'm gonna get a little serious because it's a little annoyed. This annoyed me. I have a friend in Chicago whose name is Clemente Nicado Clemente, and he owns a Spanish newspaper. And whenever we talk, he always shares with me that he doesn't like to talk on stage because of his accent. And I tell him that's who you are. I'm like, it's perfect, it's fine. You have an accent, so what? I try to speak Spanish and it comes out like arroz con pollo because it's so scrambled, right? And you have to give people credit for doing the best that they can. And that makes them unique. And there's people who speak perfect, another language, but they still have that accent because of where they come from. All right, so the more of my story. So there was a woman, and she is actually the first Latina woman and first Latina and only woman in this council. And this is in Maryland. Her name is Nancy Navarro. So they have a Zoom meeting and they're talking about COVID. And she's sharing how we're failing. They have a large Hispanic population. And she's interrupted by two people who are part of her team who begin to mock her for her accent. Pretty sad, isn't it? And they said that there's a part that I wanted to read. She says, so the comment was, I love how her accent comes out and pronounces words like she thinks they're pronounced. Specifically calling out the way Navarro pronounced the word represent and hologram. Chuckling, another one responded, I heard hologram. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. You know, and this is on virtual Zoom because they thought they were muted. And we got to be really careful with that when we're on Zoom because you just never know. So she, you know, goes back and she says, she goes, I have not received a formal apology from the workers directly. I'm not expecting one because this is not about me. Folks have used this as an opportunity to affirm my work in the community, and that's more comforting. But she talks about this is just really the divide that we face every single, you know, day. And here is a woman, a councilwoman, trying to do her best, you know, for her community, and then she gets mocked for her accent. Bueno, te voy a decir una cosa, el español mío no está muy bueno, but hey, you know, and here in my neighborhood, I would tell you that when I speak Spanish, I have two friends who are neighbors. They find it so sexy.
Well, you know what? Like they said too, if you don't have nothing nice to say it in French. Oui, oui.
Oui, oui. Oui, oui.
Say it.
I just found that wasn't my I just that was just really it was wrong. It was wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you can speak perfect English and it could still be bad. You know, it could still come across to someone differently. So I think we need to learn about respecting people's cultures and their backgrounds and what they stand for, and allow that richness of language to come out. Like you know, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? No.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's I mean, she's in the position that she's an educated woman. You know what I'm saying? She's educated. So
yes,
the way she speaks or her accent, because she's sitting at the table with the big honchos. So no, it's
yeah. And let's not forget that 1/3 of the country's population is foreign born, and over 40% speak another language at home that's not English. So hello. I would like, you know, so I don't go to a restaurant and listen to someone who's not Spanish speaking say, yo quiero un taco de carne asada, and then mock them for doing it. If nothing, I commend them for trying and for making the effort to speak another language so they can communicate better, practice their language skills.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
No, it's not.
No.
Well, what other positive thing do we learn today about each other?
Can I ask you a question? Why are you asking me so many questions today?
Well, you know what the thing is that I've been here in this beautiful lights Sin City. Lo que pasa aquí se queda aquí, not always. Pero, you know, it's like we are of deserving of what we have. Y me veo bien.
Sí, te ve bien.
So, yeah, I mean, let's do this.
Positive. I mean, hey, everything is positive around. I mean, what do we have to complain about, Marisel? We come together. We're always laughing. We're silly girls. You know, we find laughter in the smallest little things, or things, you know, that bring us joy. And you know, you hop on a plane. You can. Oh, well, I'm going somewhere too. Let me tell you. Yo me voy también.
Tú no vas para ningún lado.
I'm leaving. Arrancar. My husband said, let's go watch a baseball game, practice somewhere else. And so arrancamos el sábado, okay? Florida.
Wow. See, that's awesome. But tú sabes, when it's time to work, we work. And that's why when we play harder than
that's
we work.
Right. Well, you know,
work hard to play hard.
My son works hard. I do this travel. God bless my son for being a pilot. because Because of him is why I do what I do and I take off. I would have to be on a strict budget to afford all the flights that I want to take if it wasn't for him, that he works hard for it so that we can have the benefits.
Yeah, no, I just seen him too. He looks so handsome in Hawaii.
Seriously, I know, right?
It's amazing. Well, another thing too that I wanted to share is about reading. Did you select?
Yeah.
We should do like a little book selection as well, so we could get people to read a lot of Spanish authors. There's oh Lord, why did I bring it up when I don't have it in front of me?
I don't know. I just need to stop watching Netflix.
A Latina author. Where is it? Ay, Dios mío. Well, take it over, Elizabeth, because I have to look for this right now.
Well, there's a book that's coming out. It was in this. Did you find it?
No. Go ahead.
Well, all I was saying is
Hijo Jose. Once
Hinojosa. Hinojosa.
Yeah. Once I was you. Latina authors.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then,
Club.
if we start reading books, you gotta tell me to stop watching Netflix because that's my problem lately.
No, mira. We talked about it last week, I believe, on our show about Jenny Rivera.
Yes, we did.
And I'm still in the middle of it, but I'm going to finish it. But these are also, stories that, attract you and you learn from them. How you see other people striving or what worked for her, what didn't work for her could work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going and staying positive. But
That's
that was a hard series, and Netflix is very addictive.
it is. And I'm not watching anything like that. I'm watching all about drugs, cartels. I just need to stop watching it.
Like, let's support this Hispanic author. That's what I want to do. I want to. Once I was see right there. I forgot the name. Once I was you.
Once I was you.
And how do you pronounce her last name for our viewers?
Hinojosa? So I don't know. Hinojosa? It's Hinojosa, right? Hinojosa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an interesting book I love to read because I believe I told you and informed you guys about the last book that I read, The Perfect Marriage. That was also a good, it was a thriller. So
yes.
Get off Netflix.
Well, don't tell me about any more movies to watch. And I promise I will not watch Netflix. No, because I have a nice bookshelf with like almost 100 books that I need to catch up on reading.
Well, this is the book that I don't have it in my hands yet, but I am going to get it in my hands. Yes, because we need to read more. And for our Latina authors, if you Google Latina authors in Chicago, there's not that many.
Nationally, because we have a far reach. It's not only Chicago, so we got to support all of our Latinas everywhere.
So let's support the ones in Chicago and then spread our wings and support all these Latina women doing their thing and writing.
I agree. So guess what time it is, Marisel?
No, don't tell me what time it is because tú sabes, I could keep going. I could keep talking. Oh, and there's another thing. My
Frida. Oh, talk about Frida. There's another Frida exhibition in DuPage, right?
Coming now?
Yes.
No, I didn't know that, but look at this.
I can't see. You have to read it for me. Sorry.
It says, never apologize for who you are. And those are the words I want to leave you with at the end of this show.
Yay.
Never apologize for
never.
Woman.
Well, we're going to get to, because that's a really great way to end our show.
Yes.
So that you can hit the strip again.
With my, okay, I need a refill, please, por favor. I got my crew hiding.
I bet you somewhere in that drink you have a little bit of Irish cream or Kahlua going on.
¿Qué es eso? Pero está bien bueno y se acabó. I need more.
Bueno, mi gente. Taking a It's the end of our show. We promised 30 minutes so that you can get back to do what you got to do. Short and sweet. And again, so all the amazing women out there, you guys are beautiful, awesome, dynamic. Keep on. Let's say,
and keep shining and shining bright.
That's all it's about.
There's people watching. There's people watching, and you are a perfect, inspiring Latina woman, Elizabeth. So let's cheer to us and Boricua Talks and our viewers. So
bye. Bye.
I'm serious. Give me a refill, somebody.
Wait, we're not gone yet. I meant to stop it. Bye. Oh my Lord. I am like, where's my record? I can't find my recording button.